Hello YouTube! In this tutorial, we learn a cool trick to use the cloth simulation to present our products and logos. The guys who follow me here need to know the YouTube version is only limited to set up the simulation. On Patreon, you can get access to more parts, including the text design, adding materials, lighting and render out our scene. Time we want to create the cloth object, which is simply a plane. The thing is, the wrinkles depend heavily on the mesh of our plane, so we need to use a very high amount of subdivisions to create a realistic effect. We still need to subdivide our plane once more, but let's learn how to use forces and then we will subdivide the plane. Rotate the plane by 90 degrees and place it behind our text. There are two methods to achieve this effect. First, you can reposition the plane by using an attractor. Second, is moving the text through our plane. Both work, but considering the cloth simulation system as Blender is not as good as Cinema 4D, I prefer the second method. Assign a cloth modifier to our plane. Also, use a collision modifier for the text. We need to change some values in our cloth modifier. If you play the animation, the cloth falls down. It's all due to the gravity and we need to disable it. We need to crank up the quality steps. Lower the tension, compression, and shear amount to get more wrinkles. Also, make sure you enable the self-collision. And set gravity to 0. Scale down the text by 50%. I guess by reducing the scale of our text, we can get better look when cache the cloth simulation. Add a force object and place it at 0, 0, 0 position. Also, reduce the radius of the force and make sure its size is as big as our text object. We use a negative value for the force strength. By doing this, the force will act as an attractor. Also, play with the noise amount. We select the text and the force. Make the force a child of the text by selecting Ctrl+P, parent. We move the text a bit, so the text moves through our plane, and also, force will attract the cloth. Let's look at what we have achieved. If the result is acceptable, we will add 2 more forces to randomize the cloth even more and add a vortex force to let the cloth rotates a bit. I'm happy with the wrinkles, but the collision distance is not true. Let's fix that first. We set the object collision inside cloth modifier to 0.003 and do the same for the collision modifier of the text object. Let's bake the cloth simulation once more and see the result. We need to smooth out the wrinkles. To do so, add a subdivision modifier and set the subdivision amount to 3. Also, shade smooth the plane. To improve the simulation of our cloth, we need to add 2 more forces. One is turbulence and the other one is the vortex. Vortex force will add rotation to our cloth. We need that to add more randomness to the cloth simulation. Let's learn how the size affects the simulation. When we use a higher amount for it, the bigger part of our cloth randomly moves, and the lower value we use here, the smaller parts of cloth will move. Let's see how the simulation works by baking the cloth simulation. I guess since the wrinkles are very nice, we don't need to subdivide the plane more, but you can try it out if you are curious how the simulation behaves with more subdivisions. Honestly, I prefer the simulation before adding vortex and turbulence. We can lower the amount of the strength of the turbulence to 30 and set vortex strength to 1. That's the result after lowering the turbulence strength and vortex strength. I still don't like it. So I reduce the scale of the turbulence to 0.5 and bake the animation once more. The result is better now. I'm happy with that. Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you want to learn add materials, lighting and render out the scene or learn how to design the 3D text, you can follow me on Patreon.